The psychiatric hospital was once the crown jewel of the city, a state-of-the-art facility designed to treat the mentally ill. But what happened within its walls was anything but therapeutic. Patients were subjected to inhumane experiments, tortured under the guise of treatment, their screams muffled by the thick walls and the indifference of those in power. When the truth finally came to light, the hospital was shut down, its staff arrested or disappeared under mysterious circumstances. The building was sealed off, left to decay as the city grew around it. But the suffering never left. The souls of the patients, twisted by pain and rage, remained trapped within the hospital, their agony permeating the very air. Over the years, the building became a place of legend, a spot where only the bravest or the most foolish would dare to go. And so it was that a group of urban explorers, lured by the stories of the haunted hospital, decided to investigate. The group, 4 in total, entered the building on a cold, stormy night. The city lights faded as they stepped inside, swallowed by the darkness that filled the hospital. The air was thick with dust and the stench of decay, and the silence was broken only by the distant hum of the city outside, a reminder that they were alone in a place where time had stood still. They started in the lobby, their flashlights cutting through the darkness, revealing the remnants of a once grand entrance now covered in grime and graffiti. The walls were lined with old medical posters, their colors faded and peeling, and the floor was littered with broken glass and debris. As they moved deeper into the hospital, the temperature dropped and an unnatural chill settled over them. Then, the whispers began. At first, they were faint, like the distant rustling of leaves in the wind. But as the group pressed on, the whispers grew louder, more distinct. They seemed to come from everywhere, bouncing off the walls, echoing down the corridors. Words and languages they didn't understand, mixed with faint cries and moans of pain. "Do you hear that?" One of them, a woman named Lucy, whispered, her voice trembling. "It's just the wind," her friend Mark replied, though his eyes darted nervously around the room. But they all knew it wasn't the wind. The whispers were too deliberate, too filled with malice. As they reached the central ward, where the most disturbed patients had been kept, the whispers turned to low, guttural moans, sounds of despair that seemed to vibrate through the very walls. The room was large, with rows of old, rusted beds lining the walls. Restraints hung limply from the bedposts, and the walls were covered in scratches, as if someone, or something, had tried desperately to escape. The smell of blood and decay was overwhelming, and the group could feel eyes on them, watching from the shadows. Suddenly, one of them, a man named Eric, felt a sharp pain in his chest. He gasped, clutching at his shirt, and as he looked down, he saw blood seeping through his clothes. The others stared in horror as deep, jagged cuts appeared on his skin, as if invisible hands were slicing him open.